Alright, this is my family, and they're going to listen to me give a speech on travels. Alright, picture this. You're sitting on a beach in Hawaii, or better yet, you're scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef. Or even better, you're skiing down Mount Everest. Well, those are a lot of extreme travel situations, but I'm just going to talk to you today about travels. And the 3 points I'm going to give you are the dangers of travels, the costs, and the benefits. Alright, first, dangers. There are many dangers to travels, but there are several ways that you can avoid them. One way is by listening and looking at travel warnings. The Bureau of Consular Affairs has emails being sent out every day and text messages and stuff of that assortment. They send out for this last tsunami that has just happened on that struck Japan. I looked on their website several times, and they had up-to-date warnings hour to hour for that at this time. Also, there are several tips that they give you to familiarize yourself with the culture. You also need to know the laws and ways to avoid being a crime suspect or being a victim of crime. First, you need to familiarize yourself with the culture, which is you could go to a local library or get on the computer, which is even more convenient, and just kind of immerse yourself in their culture a little bit and study it up and learn what they do over there. And also, you need to know the laws. You need to know what is different from our culture to their culture and what you can and cannot do. Otherwise, you will not have a very fun travel experience. And finally, you need to probably not wear such illustrious clothing that attracts attention to you, or necklaces or bracelets or diamond rings and earrings. Those all attract attention to you. Also, it's not very wise to carry a lot of money with you at any given time. So those are the dangers. Secondly, cost. You must know the cost of your overall trip, because you're going to be paying for transportation, eating, the what you're going to do, and where you're going to stay. Now, the Department of Labor has recently said that costs are going up, and I'm sure you can notice this as well. And if you look around your culture around you, because gas is going up, airline travels are going up, and there are ways to kind of beat the system of paying more than the average traveler. And one of the ways is going to travel sites such as Travelocity or Expedia. And also, what you need to know when you go to these sites is different tips to kind of compare and just compare the prices with each other. And Expedia has on their website that states that you can compare each site with and the prices of their site to another site. Also, you need to have a site that can maybe get all your expenses into one package, like your transportation and your hotel fees and where you eat and what you do. And Travelocity is a site that can do that, but you'll have to become a user on their site, so you can go a different path with that. But that Travelocity is one of the sites that do that. And thirdly and finally, benefits. The best part of any trip, as you all know. The best, man, there's so many benefits, but I don't really want to talk to you about the benefits. I just said that because what you really need to know to have a beneficial trip is how to keep a stress-free trip. And assortment goes on to say, gives you several tips. One is to plan ahead. Always know if you're packing too much or too little. Because if you overpack, it's a struggle to get it to the airport and off the airport and all that. But if you underpack when you get there, you're not going to have enough, and it's not going to be a fun trip for you. Also, you should know the FAA guidelines. So when you get to the airport, whether you're not, if your bag's too big or if you have too many liquids in your carry-ons. So know those, and you need to know if you need medication overseas. If you're going overseas, you need to go to your doctor and see if you need different kinds of medications or immunizations for when you're going over. And while you're at the doctor's office, you should also talk about if you have a diet plan. And if you do have a diet plan, what are the preferred foods that you should eat? And get a plan for that. Now, second, the tip that they give you is sleep. Sleep a lot and sleep often before the trip. Because if you're not sleeping and you're not rested, once the trip starts, it's just not going to be fun for you. You're going to be tired all the time. And jet lag is a big component of that. And a way to beat jet lag is to maybe start your sleeping cycle before a week before you get on the plane, so that you're adjusted to the cultures, like the time zone over there. And plane sleeping. When you're on a plane, sleeping too much is just as bad as not sleeping at all. If you sleep, recommended is 30 minutes to an hour. Going over an hour is too much sleep, so just be aware of that. The third tip that they give you is eating right. Foods that energize you are best, such as vegetables and fruits. Do not eat greasy foods. They're just not good. The bowel movements, just not good. It's not a good scenario. And always drink water. Be hydrated. It's just good for traveling. And don't drink too much caffeine or alcohol. It affects your sleeping, whether you say it does or doesn't. It is a statistical proof that it affects your sleeping. And fourthly and finally, get up and move. Before the trip and after the trip, you should exercise to get the optimum travel scenario. While you're on the plane, you should get up and move around several times if it's a long trip. And finally, the sunlight is great because it helps you adjust quicker than you would adjust to the time zone. Well, in conclusion, thank you for listening to me talk about travels, and I hope that me telling you about the dangers, costs, and benefits will help you have a better travel scenario, and I just kind of want to encourage y'all to travel more. So thank you.